Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, still, everybody. It is Friday, the 17th of July. This is my weekly recap. I'm doing it now. It's about quarter after 11 as I'm leaving early for the day. And I wanted to just touch base with everybody on what's going on in this market. If you want to join us, link in the description. We'd love to have you at smartoptiontrading.com in our live trading room. So let's talk about what's going on. We're starting off with the VIX. The VIX here is elevating itself. It's still under 20. It's still inside the Bollinger Bands. So it's kind of signaling here not a huge amount of worry going on yet, although it's, trending up. Bonds, a little flight to safety today is nice to see. Crude, despite what's going on out there, still can't break above 80 despite all the back and forth between Iran and the US and the bombing of each other and everything. So this is a good thing. It really is a tale of two tapes. So on the S&P 500 today, as we sit here, we have more volume today at this point in the day. We're at what, 20 something million, less than two, a little under 2 hours. We've been struggling to get to 21 million, 3 to 4 hours into this tape. So we're getting a little bit more power in here. By the way, got FLY, the 15 calls for February alerting. Uh, it's back here. It got to the 50-day, got up to the 21-day before being rejected here. We'll see what it does into the close. What's been going on here is we have this pattern here. Last week, I had those three nice candles, look for to break out on Friday, gap down on Monday, held the 8-day, held the 8-day, held the 8-day, looked good. Yesterday came down, closed on the 8-day, then today gap down and follow through. But overall, the SPY is holding in fairly well. The Dow, the diamonds, holding in better as well. IWM holding in better, right? These are all holding well. The real weakness is coming from the Qs. It's a tale of two tapes. The Qs have not been nearly as strong and has been unable to reclaim any key levels and continues to make a series of lower highs here, right? Here, 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 right? You get the idea. So you have these series of lower highs that keep coming in the Qs. And this is mostly being driven by the semi space. Now, the SMHs, we've been talking about this head and shoulders pattern that has triggered. Now they're trying to reclaim it today. If they do not reclaim it, and they cannot reclaim it here, the implied move is from the top to the bottom. You're looking at a fairly big implied move down that would bring us all the way down into the area of the 200-day if this thing really decides to come in. We're seeing a lot of this coming over from the memory space. That's the DRAM ETF, right? This one triggered a couple days ago and it looks worse. You can see it on Micron. It triggered, but came back into it. SanDisk, right, as well. Western Digital, right, all these. SKHY, which just IPO'd, also, came back in. All right, so we're seeing weakness in there. We're seeing selling the semis. When you come back closer to your traditional semis, AMD had this beautiful upper consolidation pattern that's lost. Taiwan Semi, despite a blowout report, sold off. ASML, again, another one with a big blowout report, it's done nothing. NVIDIA, it's still kind of this sideways chop pattern. Intel continues to look more vulnerable here than it did before. Same thing with names like Qualcomm and Marvell. We're just seeing a lot of selling here. All these names, Marvell is way off the highs now. Okay. So we have that going on. Meanwhile, when you look at the software space, it remains sideways holding in. Microsoft tried to pop this week, couldn't hold, but holding the 21-day. Palantir tried to pop back up, but still holding in. Oracle put in a new multi-year low and coming off of it here again today, still looks weak. Snow is holding in. Crowd is holding in fairly well. Palo Alto, right? There's still some leadership in the IGV, especially in the security names. We talk about the Mag 7, Amazon, tried to break out, couldn't, back into the stoop. Meta doing what Meta does, filled that gap all the way back down. They do this. They didn't want to hold it. It looked great, and then they couldn't hold it. Google's gotten beaten to hell this week off of news Gemini. Their new Gemini models delayed. Um, Apple put in a new all-time high today and is now overtaken NVIDIA as the world's largest company valuation. Tesla broke below 390 today and is not getting much of a bounce. Got all the way down under 380 before it bounced there a bit. The financials, at a glance, still look fairly strong and an all-time high today, but the big banks, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citigroup, right, Goldman, they're not quite as strong in that space as well. So the market's kind of a tale of multiple tapes. Hood broke down. You have a big breakdown under the 200-day on Hood here. They're really hiding in safety type names. We've seen names like Amgen. David pointed that out in the room, having a nice day, putting a new all-time high in. Lilly continues to hold near the highs. J&J, another one, right? The XPI, even though it's down off the highs, is still holding in, and the names in that sector are holding well. Walmart bouncing today to the 200-day for the first time in a while. Safety names like Coke and Pepsi reversing today after a nice day. So that's good to see. That usually is a sign that it's a risk on. So I will do my best to do some charts on Sunday. I did some yesterday, last Sunday. I have a lot going on this weekend, but overall, we'll see what this market wants to do. I think the most important thing is you guys sit here today and you watch this video, and then you're going to watch the market close. Is how do we close? Does the SPY reclaim the 8-day? Can we reclaim this gap? Do we sell back off and come back down? The SPY is being held up by individual names, whereas the Qs and these weighting of the semis are killing it. With that said, I'll catch you guys live in the room on Monday morning. Everybody have a fabulous weekend.